I just spent the last 24 hours learning how to make high quality VFX, and I'll be showing how you can do the same. Though, bro, this is why I f***ing hate trails. They don't work. Just kill me already. Release me! You probably shouldn't. Throughout this video, I'll be dropping resources like VFX Discord servers and plugins. Additionally, I'll be providing tips that I learned along my journey that you can use to overcome roadblocks in yours. At the end, I'll be showcasing the VFX Scripted, so stay tuned. Now, something I don't really cover much in this video is the VFX Suite Plugin. So with the plugin, it just like gives you access to tons and tons of things that you don't typically have access to with these like free plugins. However, this is not a free plugin. It originally cost 499 Robux, but at the time of this video, Roblox has made it so you have to spend money in a minimum of $4.99 for your plugins. So the plugin's $5 in cash, not Robux. But it is an amazing plugin. If you have the money, you have a card, you can buy it. I really recommend that you get it. It will take your stuff to the next level. But if you don't, again, I've already mentioned the ROS plugin. It's amazing for getting started. It just gives you more than you would ever need for starting out. Now, I plan to start officially at 8 a.m., but I thought it would be smart to write up a small plan of what I'd like to accomplish. I have a video I'd like to watch that covers slashes, beams, etc., and after, I plan to start making the VFX for my in-game attacks. Additionally, I downloaded a texture pack called Bingus Texture Pack alongside Jade's Emit plugin. Both I use frequently in this video, and I have them both linked in the description if you want to use them in your own project. Later on in the video, I downloaded the ROS Particle Editor, and it was extremely helpful, so I suggest you all get those if you haven't already. It's really all you need to make good VFX. When 8 a.m. arrived, I started following along with the video as I said I would. It was very educational, and I was able to create a pretty cool looking slash effect after only an hour. I began the next task, which was to create dust effects for sliding on the ground. And this leads to my first tip of the video, which is to use references. It doesn't matter if it's Blender VFX or from a show, it is a good idea to get a visual of what your end goal is. You'll see me continue to do this throughout the entire video. I worked on the dust effect for only 25 minutes, but I felt pretty satisfied with how it turned out, and I felt it would be a good time to take a break because I hadn't eaten yet. After a short 30-minute snack break, I moved on to the next effect, which is for a quick dash and sword swing thing. I had a rough idea of what I wanted it to look like, but I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to do it. So I found a reference and tried to mimic it as best I could. And you can kind of see I'm experimenting with various textures and seeing if anything really catches my eye, you know? Once that was finished, I was left with an okay air wind speed effect thing and wasted the following hour trying to create like a cone air ripple through the air to no avail. Brother, I was pretty stumped and frustrated, so I went to a few Roblox Discord servers and asked how I can improve upon the effect. This leads to my second tip, which is to always ask for criticism. So I'm just gonna list a few Discord servers that you can go and join and get good advice from, resources, etc., right? Starting off with ROS VFX. Now, ROS VFX, you can probably guess, has a lot of VFX stuff, tons of resources that you can get like texture packs from and all of that other stuff. It's just a really good server. I recommend you check it out. And then you have Jamming Studios. Now Jamming Studios, or Gems Den, is very similar to ROS VFX, has a ton of resources for you to have for free, and it just has tons of people that can help you out, right? Moving on to some other servers. So Roblox Studio Community, Hidden Devs, and ROS Devs. All of these servers aren't specifically VFX servers, but they are relatively big. A lot of people are active there, and it's just good places to go to ask for general advice, criticism, whatever about VFX, right? And again, all of these resources will be linked in the description of the video. So if you're interested in joining any of these servers, just go and click the links down there. After my break, I decided it would be best for me to just start over on the wind effect, and that's what I did. I spent a decent bit of time trying to make it work, about an hour, and here's how it turned out. It's not great, but the important part is improvement. So far, here's all the effects I've made, and I feel like I've become significantly more comfortable and familiar with making the VFX. Next on the list is the slam effect, which I wanted to create like a giant dust cloud with some small rocks and wind when you impact the ground. I did that for around 3 hours, but somewhere in the middle of that, this really cool person DM'd me, and honestly, this was a game changer. This person gave me some really good tips and strategies for improving at VFX, but not only that, they provided me the ROS VFX Discord server that I provided to you at the beginning of this video, but also the ROS plugin, which I don't think I really emphasized how amazing this plugin is. I genuinely tell you, if you're doing VFX and you want a free, amazing plugin, get this plugin. Now this leads to my fourth tip, which is to please don't download random plugins in Discord servers that people send you on Discord, okay? It's just not smart, and that's a quick way to get your account stolen or get a virus or both. So I will be having a plugin check-in in the description below if you are interested in making sure that all your plugins are not actually viruses, or if there's not a virus in your project already. But yeah, I just wanted to make that clear before we continue. After my break and after talking to that guy, I was just mainly testing the plugin and was using it for the dust cloud effect that I was struggling with earlier, and I was able to make something that I was pretty impressed by. So here is a little time lapse of me just kind of messing with the plugin and making the wind effect. And with that, the slam effect is done. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and I feel like this is the best effect I've made thus far. And with that, that's most of the list finished, but I wanted to go back to the start of the list where I watched that video. I actually didn't finish it, and towards the second half, he covers trails, and I felt that would be pretty educational to know, but oh my god, this marks the most annoying thing in the challenge. Oh yeah, I can. Bro.
Yep, guess I'm
It's so frustrating, so annoying, and this was just a culmination of non-stop Roblox Studio and sleep deprivation, and it was not good. I'm about to take a break. Bro, this is why I fucking hate trails. They don't work. Trails don't work. Once I had calmed down,
Brad, eat a Snicker. Better? Better.
I started working on the rising and falling effects, which are very similar. It's just the player creating a wind effect and then having the wind trails follow them, either up or down, right? And I did this for around an hour or so, so here's a time lapse of that. After around 14 hours of working, I've produced 10 effects that I'm relatively proud of. The effects quality seems to increase with each effect that I made, and generally speaking, I am getting a lot of knowledge with the ROS plugin, and it is genuinely a game changer. I took a decent break, around an hour, where I ate some food, had some coffee, and I recorded the work that I made so far and sent it to Discord servers for some criticism, as I've done many times in this video. And after I came back, the person I talked about earlier was DMing me some more and was recommending me Flipbook. And I spent like a literal hour trying to get it to work when I could have spent like 5 minutes to just ask the guy how to get it to work in the first place, and then that wouldn't have been an issue. But my brain just was not braining. Moving on, the guy also sent me some VFX to recreate. And as you can see, VFX is really cool. It is awesome. But I have like not even a clue on how to do it. So I'm gonna try my best, sleep deprived, and see what I can make in about 2 hours worth of time. So I worked till 7 o'clock and then I had to go walk out my brother. But once I came back, short break, and then started working again and realized, just kill me already. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I don't even feel like doing the whole thing. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to get this done in time, unfortunately. And that's okay. I want to go touch up on all the VFX that I made in this time period, and then we'll kind of go over and recap everything that I made in the 24 hours. Okay, so that took me way longer than it should have, but it is finally done. These green squares are just to tell me how many we've done and where they are, and that's 14, so not bad. We have this slash effect here. It is a beam. I learned after that it is probably not good to do beams, but you know, it's fine. It was just for practice anyway, and it was pretty educational. This dust effect, it's just gonna be good for like when someone's moving. Then you have this wind effect. It can be really good for anything. It's a pretty general effect that I'm probably gonna be using in a lot of things. Smoke effect, that doesn't really look the greatest, but it was an interesting attempt. This didn't turn out the greatest either, but it almost reminds me of Sakuna Cleave if I had like a black and red and stuff. Move that back a bit actually. Then you have this effect, which kind of looks like a barrage almost, right? But it was my attempt at going for like a charge, like a, hold on a second, like someone's back here and they're like, whoa, you know. Then you have this smoke effect, which doesn't look the greatest, but I mean, it'll be something that maybe if it came out of a chimney or something like that, but it doesn't really look like a good thing for what I was going for. Then there's this ground slam effect. Let me just do this, and then this, that. Now if I, oops, sorry. And then if I do this, that. Hit the emit button. Little ground slam attack. Not bad. This trail didn't turn out too well. Honestly, it's a little scuffed, but I mean, I kind of just gave up on trails. It was late at night when I was working on them anyway, so I was getting frustrated. Then you have this effect. Let me just boom, boom, and then hit the emit button. So yeah, pretty cool. A little rise effect from the ground. Then you have this effect, which is high up for the specific purpose. It's honestly too far up. For the specific purpose of being a fall effect. So if I do this, whoops. Pretty cool. Then you have this effect, which is, I think I was just making like something cool, then I kind of gave up on it, but honestly it didn't turn out too bad for the start. Could be like interesting. I could definitely see myself using it in the future. Then we have this effect, which is a flip note slash sort of dealio. Pretty cool, pretty cool. It's probably what I should be doing for my actual slash. And then you have this shooting light effect. Oh, right. So it's like this, and then I have to come up here and then do this. and then I hit the emit button. It didn't turn out exactly how it looked like in the reference at all. To be to put it lightly, it doesn't look exactly what it's supposed to look like. But what I will say is I did put a little bit of time into it. I was tired, and it turned out okay. With the 24-hour period pass and all the VFX Showcase, I went ahead and scripted all the VFX, and here's how it turned out. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the slash move. Slash move, you know, typical slash. I'm not crazy about how it turned out, honestly. The effect itself looks pretty sick, but it doesn't really look too great. I'll have to like kind of do some research and compare, because this isn't exactly what I wanted to look like, or it didn't turn out how I was envisioning, I suppose, right? But the next move is the slam move. Now this move actually didn't turn out too shabby. Doesn't look amazing like any of the effects, but honestly, in my opinion, it's probably the best looking effect so far. There you go. But yeah, and then the 360 spin just doesn't really have effects right now. I'm not going to use that ugly trail, so I just was like, yeah, whatever, right? But then you have the sword sweep, and you know, it travels, you know. Doesn't look amazing because of how beams work and whatnot. By the time you see the full effect, it's gonna be gone. And you know what? All in all, I'm very happy with what I accomplished. I made a lot of VFX. I learned a lot. I steadily improved with each VFX for the most part, and I learned a lot about the general process about making VFX and how to get better at making VFX, right? And along the way, I met tons of people who helped me, and I was also just able to generally speaking, make VFX, right? Which was the goal. The goal was to make VFX, replace all the toolbox VFX that was already in my project, and I succeeded in those aspects. So I would definitely call this video a success. All right, let's just do some recap of the resources that I gave throughout this video, starting with the Discord servers. So we have ROS VFX and JamsDen. Now these are Discord servers for VFX, about VFX, everything pertaining to VFX. If you want to showcase it, get criticism, get resources like texture packs, whatever, these are your go-tos. Now, if you're just looking for like maybe criticism about VFX, or it doesn't even have to be about VFX, it could be about like anything really. Roblox Studio, Hidden Devs, ROS Devs, that's your go-to. That's where you go for that sort of thing. It's not exactly just VFX, it's basically anything Roblox dev related, but that is a place you can go as well. All right, let's move on to plugins. Now start with the free one. So Jade's Emit plugin is a great plugin. It's very simple, but it allows you to emit plugins. It allows you to change certain values, mess with transparency, I believe. It's just a straightforward, simple plugin, pretty great. But the ROS Particle Editor just gives you a lot more freedom, gives you more control, more things to do. It also lets you mess with the transparency. So if you were to get one between these two, ROS Particle Editor is your guy. And they're both free. I'm going to use both because they both kind of serve their own purposes and, you know, do well in certain circumstances. But ROS Particle is just so much better. And then you have the VFX Suite, and this one's $499, not Robux. And while it does cost money, it is so good. Like I've heard only good things about it. It is the best editor that I've at least covered in this video, and is the best editor I've seen. So if you're going to spend money, if you're going to, you don't need to, get VFX Suite. And now I'm just going to kind of go over the YouTube channel. So let's start off with Ghostly. If you're a beginner, I feel like that should be like your first stop after this channel. I mean, after this video, he kind of goes over like just the general like properties of VFX, like what each property does. So you kind of get an idea of what you're even like doing, right? Now onto Jam Pro. Now Jam Pro is the guy who made JamsDen with all those VFX resources, but on his channel he just kind of covers a lot of VFX stuff in general. You know, he covers auras, how to use flipbook, and just like, you know, a lot of stuff, basically anything pertaining to VFX. So yeah, go hit that guy up if that's something you'd be interested in maybe checking out. Then you have Am Pro. Now Am Pro is honestly maybe the most helpful channel out of this list. Like, he just has a lot of really good videos, especially his video where it's just like 24 minutes of him just, you know, making VFX and kind of showcasing what that process looks like. Especially his part 2 that he did, his VFX tutorial. That video was just so good, so check those out. And then lastly, you had Dasmuki. Now Dasmuki is actually the dude I was watching in this video for making like beams and trails and whatnot. And the video is actually quite helpful. It's very good, very informational. I recommend you check it out. He does a lot of VFX scripting, Dasmuki. So that if you're looking into that, maybe check out his channel. I just want to clarify one more time. Do not do beam slashes with trails. It doesn't work. It's not like easy to code. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're going to do a slash, learn flipbook, right? Or, you know, try like making it like a VFX thing. Don't make it a beam. So now I'm kind of just going to go over like my general tips and advice for, you know, like improving at VFX. And number one is just to use references. You know, using references just should be your go-to. It's an easy, quick way to kind of understand, yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. Nah, it's not what it's supposed to look like. Number two, criticism. You should always be getting criticism, like from journal service that I told you about earlier. And just kind of, you know, ask people what they think. Even if you think something looks good or something looks bad, ask them, what do they think about the VFX? What would they change or what they improve about it? Because that's how you get better, is by asking what you did wrong, or right, or what you did good. Now the third step, you need to be cautious online. You can't be just clicking on every link every random Joe sends you online. I say this and I'm over here giving like a dozen links in the description, but you can always check those resources online yourself. You don't need to click those links. So my point is just, you know, make sure you're being cautious with what you click on and download onto your device, because I don't want you getting hacked. And lastly, you got to pace yourself. Funny enough, you don't become a good VFX artist overnight, as if it wasn't apparent already with this video. But you know, the more you practice, the more often you practice, you will get better. But you got to make sure that you're pacing yourself, giving yourself mental breaks, you know, working on other things, because, you know, just kind of trying to like full force, you know, go at it, you know, it can overwhelm you, and, you know, it can cause you to maybe quit, you know, maybe go 3 months without dropping a YouTube video, and then you kind of just feel bad about yourself. But, you know, things happen. Anyways, thank you for joining me on this journey, this video. I hope you found it helpful. Please let me know if you did in the comment section down below. The next video, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. I'm probably gonna clean up my game a little bit, just like make it, you know, not as clunky, buggy, whatnot, clean up the VFX a bit more maybe. And then I think I'll be ready for like a alpha test for the game, you know, just kind of getting, you know, people playing the game, seeing if this is a fun idea or if I should scrap it entirely. So yeah, without any further ado, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.